Hi, welcome to another free quick indicator course from bigtrends.com. Today we're going to take a look at acceleration bands. And acceleration bands were created at Big Trends, and in fact created by the founder of Big Trends, Price Headley, about 10 to 15 years ago. And initially were created based on what a lot of traders start out with, which is moving averages. Of course, we quickly noticed that the best stocks never retest the major moving averages because they're accelerating so much faster. So we created acceleration bands to highlight that acceleration, and then we created, of course, a system based on that. So let's use Trixie Charts, which is available for free on the new BigTrends.com website. Let's use that to take a look at acceleration bands and show you how you can use them in your trading. So I'm going to go over here to the left side and I'm going to choose acceleration bands, and we're going to keep the parameters the default, which are 20 bars, or in this case we're going to be looking at a daily chart, so 20 days. Click add, and I'm going to minimize all of this. Now we can add a lot more indicators on this, but we want to focus on acceleration today. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to change the colors so you can see it a little bit better here. Okay, so acceleration bands are in bright green. And we're going to take a look at Apple first. Right now we have it on the QQQ, which is the ETF that matches the 100 stocks, the NASDAQ 100 tech moving stocks. But what's within the Qs is obviously Apple. Very, very strong stock. Let's take a look at how you could use an indicator like acceleration bands for it. You know, originally acceleration bands, and still to this day, are made to really encompass 95% of price action. Now, the other 5% of price action is when the price really moves. Those are the very strong trends, the big trends, if you will. Those 5% of trends are what you want to trade. That's when the stock is moving the fastest in a bull trend or a bear trend. Those are the times when you would be trading it. So let's take a little zoom back here and show you a little bit. The way that we trade acceleration bands is we're not looking for it to trade within it and trade those moves like Bollinger Bands. As I said, only trade the outside. And what is an actual signal on acceleration? Well, it's going to be 2 consecutive closes outside of a band. Let's take a look back here in the major down portion in fall of '08. Let's show you when you would have gotten in and gotten out based on acceleration bands. Now remember, we're looking to only trade the top and bottom 5% of moves with the acceleration bands. So it's very specific and very limited, only trading the biggest moves. Take a look right here on around September 4th, before the market crashed. We saw Apple close not once, but 2 days in a row below the lower Bollinger Band, or acceleration band, sorry. Now, what did that indicate? That indicated to us that it was starting to accelerate to the downside. And then you get into the trend. And you can see that it stays consistently outside of that acceleration band. A very, very strong trend. Conversely, you can see here later on where we traded just within the bands. You do not want your capital at risk at that point in time because it's not moving fast enough for you. Now fast forward here to more recently. We have one false signal here. All these are touching the upper or lower bands, but they're not closing 2 consecutive bars outside, which means they're not a signal. This did close. Actually, no, yes, 2 closes outside of the upper band. That was a bad signal. Now, when do you get out? You need to base that on a very, very, very tight stop. If it doesn't work immediately, then get out. And we're mostly focusing on options here. Now, recently, you saw that we had 2 consecutive closes outside the upper Bollinger Band. And what did Apple do? Skyrocketed. Much, much higher. Going all the way from roughly $100 all the way up to, I think it's up to about $136 today. So we're talking more than a 30% move here. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick rendition of acceleration bands brought to you by BigTrends.com.